People who say masturbation is normal and or healthy are liars. I don't watch porn but I masturbate and my life turned upside down as I stopped masturbation completely. Porn and masturbation from a biological and evolutionary point of view. Porn and masturbation is so common and advertised nowadays that most people really don't understand the adverse effects fapping has on our mental state. In nature, biology, the purpose of life for nearly all living organisms is to live, survive until a reproductive age in order to produce offsprings and pass on favorable alleles to the gene pool of the species. Humans are no different. Really, when we look beyond our inventions and whatnot, humans are just still primal animals, no different from all other animals. The term survival of the fittest is a term we've all heard before, but many people don't understand what it means in biological terms. In simple terms, survival of the fittest is a term used by Charles Darwin in relation to reproductive success. Basically, in nature, those with the most favorable traits for the environment are far more likely to find reproductive success, i.e. reproduce and reach their life goal of improving the gene pool. The reason men are so competitive and driven to improve is because we're always in competition with other men to stand out and attract the most fit woman to bear our children and pass on our favorable alleles in order to further succeed our species. We humans are different from nearly all organisms because we can improve our fitness level by doing things such as lifting to improve body, reading to be more intellectually attractive, and many more things to increase our chance of reproductive success. Porn, though, completely works to kill this drive to improve our fitness level. Every time we watch a porn video and ejaculate, we unknowingly trick our brains into thinking we're having sex with beautiful women. The psychodynamic theory developed by Freud says that many of our human functions are learned through unconscious drives. Basically, many of things that shape us are directly related to what we experienced but didn't fully comprehend. Porn ruins men because when we consume porn, we kill our need to find a woman to help us pass our genes to the gene pool. Biologically, we end up losing our need to improve ourselves and increase our biological fitness level. This is the reason why so many porn addicts are basement dwellers with no drive to better themselves. While yes, it's unproven and bro-science, it really feels like it. But I think that porn addiction is very real, and 45 studies indicate that so far. We know what happens to the brain when addicted. One important thing is desensitization. In other words, a downregulation of dopamine receptors. That leads to feeling lazy and unmotivated, since dopamine is responsible for motivation and drive. So I don't think it's complete bro-science when it comes to the addiction part. Porn addiction still remains to be officially classified as such. But in the coming years more studies will have been conducted and it will be recognized. You're completely right. It's the truth. We are still primal animals. That's why this is so effective. Most modern humans are trapped in addictive cycles. When you break an addictive cycle, you regain control and suddenly realize you actually feel better when you're the one in control. I know I feel like there's no going back after a relapse. When you relapse, it also makes it easy to relapse again as well. It comes down to avoiding triggers, but literally everything. Phones, Reddit, even an advertisement on the side of a bus could be enough to send some people into a relapse. It is developing this very self-control that makes us stronger, better people, which is why we're doing this, to be better people. People who say masturbation is normal and or healthy are liars. I don't watch porn but I masturbate and my life turned upside down as I stopped masturbation completely. There may not be enough sources to prove what I said, but come on people. Anyone who did no fap for at least a month would say how his life is becoming better. Masturbation may be normal, yes I agree, it's because of the society we live in. It normalized it, and that's what caused more people to fall in its deep hole. Young teenagers who experience masturbation orgasm for the first time are confused and worried about it. They search for it here and there on random websites and they find that it's normal and healthy, ducking lies. That makes them more comfortable with it, that they do it again and again and again, until they become addicted. What proves that it's not normal? That more than 3/4 of people find it extremely difficult to stop. For me, after I got rid of my anxiety and depression, I'm 17, I became more talkative. Unconsciously, I make eye contacts and I'm the latest to end them. At a point I can remember when I can't look at my father's eyes when he is talking to me. My family noticed I've became happier. Teachers now give me more attention because I've shown exceptional skills that I was hiding due to my social anxiety. And there's a lot to say, but my whole point is that we should deal with masturbation the same way we deal with porn, because none of them is normal for us. Masturbation didn't even exist earlier than 20th century. As a habit I mean, I'm planning to never masturbate again, but by goals. My goals are 90 days, then extend it to 1 year, then extend it to 1000 days, then extend it to lifetime. Pretty smart and aware for a 17-year-old, good luck my friend, and you are absolutely right. Most people are addicted to porn and masturbation because nobody told us it was bad. Most parents will avoid this topic, and sex education only teaches you how to have safer sex. So teenagers go to the internet to learn and boom, you're on the 5th page of watching How I Ducked My Mother. An complete list of tips and benefits. Tips: delete all your porn. This was perhaps the hardest part for me, as it felt like I'd lost something very close to me, but something that had also caused me great suffering and problems. Once deleted, I knew this streak would be different and I had an amazing feeling of freedom and opportunity. 2. Replace old habits with new ones. Because you're no longer get dopamine from PMO, your brain needs other ways to get it. Don't let it get it through binge watching YouTube or Netflix, and try to avoid video games as well. Better examples would be taking your dog for a walk. I did this one loads. Going to the gym. Push-ups until failure. Reading. Meditate. Go pee. You'd be surprised at how many urges can go away just by doing this. Cold shower, or splash face with cold water. Journal. Write about why you started. Write about what you are experiencing at the moment. Write about where you see yourself in your future if A. you relapse continuously and fall back into PMO addiction, or B. if you've worked your butt off to overcome this addiction and become the greatest possible version of yourself. Just get a change of scenery. Honestly, you're making it 100x harder for yourself if you're sitting alone in your bedroom doing nothing with your laptop right next to you. Get up and do something that breaks you out of that thought loop that you get into when you're alone in your room, that ends up with you finding a reason to justify you relapsing. A change of scenery stops you getting engrossed in your thoughts and your groundless justifications for why you should relapse. 3. Use this sub to your advantage. The help on this sub is amazing and got me through so many hard times. Seeing other people who were in the same position as me and coming out stronger on the other side were a massive help and inspiration. My experience day by day, benefits in bold. Days 1-4. Easier than expected as I was so excited for this new streak. Dangerous days 7-8. Not feeling great as struggled with sleep the previous 2 days. Urges to watch porn getting a lot stronger. The urges weren't to masturbate or talk to girls, only to watch porn. This actually made me more excited to go PMO freak as I realized how much of a problem this was. Day 9. Tons more energy. I got a new PB in the gym that I'd been trying for ages. Eye contact a lot stronger with attractive girls and even with other random people. Feeling more confident in myself. Approached by 2 girls. They approached after making eye contact and then we spoke for a bit. Days 12-14. Dreams were a lot more vivid. Girls looked much more attractive. Began to notice the subtle aspects of beauty. Had the realization that one of the reasons quitting porn is so hard is that you have to come face to face with the reality that you don't have it all and you aren't as successful with women and relationships as you have tricked your brain into thinking. More PBs in the gym. Still more sociable and talkative. Days 15-19. Urges very strong, but this time not for porn but for a girlfriend. For the first time in ages I had a genuine desire to connect and have a proper relationship with a real woman. Porn beginning to lose its appeal. Talked to girls in my school who previously I would never talk to. You know you're addicted to porn when the rush from viewing porn is now 1/100th as strong as it used to be as a kid. Sometimes you barely feel anything. It's hardly even fun while doing the act, and you somehow convince yourself the climax will make it worth the trouble. Instantly after climax you close the tabs and lay there, filled with shame and wondering what the duck is wrong with you. The instant clarity causes you to question how you could fall for this trap for the 4000th time. And you feel much worse than before. Low energy, apathy, hopelessness. You tell yourself, never again. This is so ridiculous and clearly damaging to the psyche. This ends now. You hold off it for a while. Feel a bit better about yourself. Confidence increases. Overall, life is slowly becoming interesting and exciting again. Something happens in your life and you suddenly feel really shitty. You can't stand feeling this way, and all you want is some temporary comfort to feel better right now. You completely disregard your future self. Rationalize porn with a duck it attitude. You just want to feel better. One more time couldn't hurt much. You tell yourself you're a shitty person anyway, might as well jack it to some perfect looking mammal milk glands on a screen. And in a way, you do it as punishment to yourself, because you feel like you deserve to feel like shit. This self-defeating cycle ruins your entire life, and you feel helpless to stop it. You're too afraid to face yourself and reality. You keep putting off your life because you don't believe in yourself. and you're afraid. These feelings compound more and more the longer it goes on, until it literally feels impossible to love yourself at all. You feel worthless, alone, unlovable, creepy, disconnected. Nobody understands why you feel this way. So depressed and self-conscious and with such little emotion. You feel like you're hiding this terrible secret about yourself, and if anyone knew who you truly were, then they would reject you as a person with disgust and walk away from you. So you wear a mask, too terrified to be yourself and comfortable in your own skin. You feel hollow and like no one actually knows you. Oh, so lonely, stuck in your head, trapped in your suffering, but no energy or will to truly change. The cycle repeats itself, until you eventually reach a certain point. A point where you realize, no matter what I do or what the outcome is, it can't be worse than how I feel right now. So instead of having a fuck it attitude with porn, I will embody a duck it attitude with life instead. I will go outside of my comfort zone and see what happens. I will try new things, and observe what causes people to have real happiness instead of temporary pleasures. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Let's end the insanity of porn once and for all, and find out what's on the other side. Because there must be more to life than this. A fool who persists in his folly will become wise. It's time to no longer be a fool.
Just gonna type porn address, but not actually go there. Just gonna go there for a few seconds and close it right away. Just gonna stay a little bit, edging, but not actually promoting. Well, there goes my streak.